Hey guys, Chris Harrington coming at you live from Bonita Springs, Florida. I'm your no nonsense realtor trying to deliver some quality content to help you make great decisions in 2016, whether you're buying, selling, investing, renting even. I'd like to be your go-to source to get the information that you need to make those choices. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about expired listings. So what's an expired listing? This is for those of you who had your house on the market for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe more, and it just didn't sell. And now you're pissed off, you're frustrated, you feel like you got bamboozled. There's all these emotions going on. You're probably a little confused. You just don't know what you're going to do. And there's people, I'm sure, seeing this that they need to sell their house, but now they don't trust realtors. They had a really bad experience, or they just weren't successful for one reason or another. And I know, I talk to you. I mean, I have dialogue with you guys on a pretty regular basis, and I get it. A lot of you don't want to talk to a realtor. I totally hear you. But there, truthfully, are only about three reasons why your home didn't sell. And I always open up the dialogue. I want to know why are you selling your house? Seems like a pretty reasonable question, right? And sure, there's people out there that are in $300,000 homes and they got it listed at 500, and some realtor came in and said what you wanted to hear and did what you wanted them to do, and they got the listing, and you still haven't sold your house, and maybe it's a year later. Does it make sense why that wouldn't sell? I mean, it's unrealistic. And if you're firm on that and you're still fishing, you don't need to sell. I'm not the realtor for you. I don't want listings. I want to actually help people that need to sell their house, and I want an inventory that I can actually sell, right? So price is really, really important. That's probably the number one reason why some of these listings don't sell. The other question I ask is, why didn't it sell? Tell me what you think. Overwhelmingly, nobody has an answer to this. Overwhelmingly, people say, well, it was on the MLS, it was on Zillow, and it just didn't sell. And that kind of bugs me a little bit, because you should know what worked. You should have gotten feedback. There should have been a pre-listing package outlining the realtor's marketing plan, what they were going to do actively to market and sell your home. And if you don't know what didn't work and why it didn't work, did your realtor understand that either? Did they have 30 listings and they're running around like chickens with their head cut off? What went wrong? And as I start to dig a little bit deeper, usually they say, oh, well, she was really busy, or I could never get a hold of him or her when I needed them, and I wasn't really getting regular feedback. And it's like, holy cow, that's not the way it should be. All right. So number one reason is price. We talked about that. It's got to be competitively priced for your neighborhood and for the type of home you have, right? I mean, if you're selling a 10-year-old white Toyota Camry for $60,000, I don't care how great of a marketer I am. I can market one end of the earth to the other. I probably will not find somebody willing to pay $60,000 for that car, most likely, right? The second thing is the condition of the car, the condition of the property. And this kind of hits home, because it bothers me. Again, I think there's a lot of realtors that don't have the cojones to put together a quality pre-listing package and give the homeowner, you the seller, the direction that you really need and deserve to successfully sell your home. And part of that is preparing the property for pictures, preparing the property for showing, and really presentation, right? So if we determine that fair market value is somewhere around $250,000 compared to all the other homes in your neighborhood that are like your home, but then I walk into your home and you've got lights that don't work, you've got pavers missing out of your walkway and driveway, your landscaping is terrible, you've got holes in the wall, your paint's a mess. I'm kind of painting the picture here. I'm not saying you got to gut the house, but it needs to be move-in ready. Like, people need to walk into your house and be like, wow, this is clean, it's nice. I can see myself living here. And if immediately they're seeing all these defects and you're priced as well as all the other homes, be prepared to do a price reduction, or maybe never even get an offer on the home. Okay? Condition of the property is really important for the most part in most markets, unless you're marketing to investors. It needs to be move-in ready. Buyers don't want to do a whole lot of anything to homes these days. The last thing is marketing, and I kind of touched on this already. You should understand what your realtor is doing actively to market your house. We all live amongst a demographic that they don't have computers, they don't check their email. while I would argue that internet presence is extremely important, there's a little bit of a side note to that in Southwest Florida. If we're not doing mail campaigns, newspaper, print ads, I know there's people that would disagree with me on this one, but where we live, print ads work, let me tell you, because there's a demographic that are buying houses and they don't touch computers. You should have some print advertising or at least a mail campaign in place to reach those folks. Did your realtor introduce the property to all the neighbors? I mean, a lot of times I've got about a 200 household area radius around that listing that I need to get that out immediately, because a fair majority of the time it's your neighbors that will bring you a buyer. They have a friend or somebody they know that wants to move into that neighborhood, and that house could very well work for them. The other critical part of marketing, and this kind of goes back to the internet, is I think Lee County, we're looking at about 26,000 new residents this year. New meaning not from this area. So is your realtor reaching out to maybe some big brokerages or big businesses in Ohio, Chicago area, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Pennsylvania? What are we doing to maybe reach out and touch those potential home buyers that we know are migrating down here in massive amounts? Are we scooping them up as they're coming down? Because a lot of these folks are looking 4 to 6 months out. And as much as I'd love to tell you that your home will only be on the market 30 days, it depends on the neighborhood. It depends on the inventory. It depends on a lot of things in terms of how long that house might sit and who might be looking at it. You might scoop up a buyer or grab the attention of a buyer sitting up in Pennsylvania somewhere that this is the perfect house. They weren't ready to move down here for another 6 months, but you know what? I'm going to fly down. I'm going to take a look at your house. And boy, I'm willing to make a full price offer because it's the right one. But if they never saw it to begin with, you're out of luck. It means your house is going to sit there for 6 more months without any activity. So proper pricing, condition of the property, and then marketing, active marketing, not just putting it on the MLS. That's good listing agents actively market the property to maximize exposure. Those are the three big things. If you'd like to talk to me any more about, my plan of action or maybe why your house didn't sell, I'd be happy to talk to you. You can give me a ring at 941-740-1742. Again, my name is Chris, and hopefully this video helped you. Hopefully it motivated you if you need to sell your house to get out there and maybe talk to either myself or some other realtors and get your property back on the market. It is a great time to sell. We've got the election right around the corner. Don't wait, folks. Take action today. Get it moving in the right direction, and let's get some business done. Stay cool out there. It's going to be a hot summer. I hope this helped you, and I look forward to hearing